So, yeah. Let's see. Let's maybe start with like what inspired you to come up here to Lake Tundra.
Well, I came up here in 2006 uh, to help do the construction work to rebuild some of the cabins, insulate them, put windows in, that type of thing.
Hmm.
And it was a great retirement plan for me.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And then do you want to also talk about maybe yeah, so you came up in 2006?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so and then in 2006 like how has it changed? Like what did it start as and what has it sort of become?
Well, I mean, it was just that a lot of the items that weren't here, we brought in slowly. And every year you sort of think, well, we need this or we need that, and you bring it in. And of course, I've gotten to know the lake a lot better. You find out where all the deep fishing holes are and that type of thing. We found different sites around here of interest to people, you know, um, and so it's taken a long time to learn how the place works.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what have the seasons been like for you? Like just like temperature wise and guiding and sort of what's
Well, the weather's quite variable. So if you were up here for a week, you might get a couple of days with crappy weather, and the rest of the time it's really nice. Some years the bugs are really good, and some are not that bad. But they're early in the season; they're a little worse. Um, it takes a while to get to know all these different sites, places where you can park the boat if the weather's bad. Where the grayling are, where the deep holes are for the lake trout that you fish later in the year, that type of thing. And also where the rocks are, because you're driving around. You don't want to be running into rocks. So that type of thing. It's sort of a learning process. And now that I've been here this many years, it's a lot easier. But there's parts of the lake I haven't fished in yet. It's a huge lake, so there's always opportunities to learn something new.
hmm. Awesome, man. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about like some of the people that you've met, like Hank or any of these kind of big like important figures to Lake Sundra?
Well, the first year I came up here, a gentleman named Hank Simon, who was a friend of Danny's father, he was up here as well helping, and he was kind of the chief cook here, and he did a lot of the plumbing work when they got all the plumbing up and running, and he helped me a lot with the construction stuff because some of it you can't do by yourself, and he just became a really really good friend, and he was here for 7 years, and then he passed away, and he wasn't coming. So now I'm here on my own.
And what do you do here at Lake Sundra?
Pretty well everything. I cook. For the crew, whoever's in here, and I maintain the buildings. Help Danny, with the boats and motors and all that kind of stuff. And then I sometimes I take guests out to spots, that they're when they first when they first get here, they're not familiar with the lake, so you might take them to one or two spots, sit down with them, go over the map, and tell them, here's places not to go, and here's places to go, and this is, the type of thing, and also some of the sort of safety stuff about, if you see a bear, if there's other problems with the boat and stuff like that, how, if you don't, to let us know where you're going, what time you're coming back, and then, if you don't show up, we'll come looking for you, that type of thing.
Awesome, yeah, that's perfect. And then what do you love about this place?
Well, I like the solitude. Sometimes I'm here for several days, up to maybe a week by myself, and I can go walking out in the tundra. I've found some pretty unique things walking around on the tundra. You just take your bear spray and your binoculars, and you see lots of wildlife. This last week we saw a big herd of muskox. Sometimes we see. We used to see Arctic wolves. We don't see them as much, but we've got seeing more of the gray wolves. And we have the odd time you see a bear. not very often. He's around, but he's not in the camp all the time. And just look at the nature. There's a ton of mushrooms to look for up here. There are 67 different kinds of birds were found up here by a group coming from the Canadian Wildlife Service a few years ago. So there's a lot of opportunities to do bird watching and that type of thing.
Awesome, yeah. And let's see, what else is there, Dan? You got notes over here. Oh yeah, the Tundra Diaries. Can you tell us a little bit about the Tundra
Oh,
Diaries?
the Tundra Diaries. So in 2006, when I came up here, I started writing a diary of the times, the sort of what the day is. So I start out, I get up, I record what time I get up, what the temperature is, what the barometric pressure is, which is important because if it's going up or going down, you kind of got an idea of what's going to happen that day or next day. The wind direction, wind speed, and then I just go on and talk in fairly short form of what happens that day at the lodge, where we went, if we go out, or what I worked on when I was doing some construction, and what time Danny would arrive or leave, and who's coming in. So I can go, and of course I've been taking pictures at the same time and of course those can be cross-referenced with the diary. So if I want to go back and look and see why I can't remember what those guys look like, then I can go back to the July 15th, 2011, and I've got my diary and I've got my video record, photographic record. And so it's kind of neat that you can go back in time. And there's been a lot of different things happen here over the years that people getting stuck on an island because they run out of gas or some stupid thing like that you can kind of go back and laugh. We had lots, and we've met people basically from all over the world here. So that's part of the job that I really enjoy, is meeting the new people.
Awesome, yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, why did you start the Tundra Diaries?
Well, I don't know. I just thought, well, I should keep a diary while I'm up there, and then it just became a thing where, it's almost like I couldn't stop, because as the years go by, and it's like, okay, I'm on volume 9 now, so I've got to keep it going. If I'm coming up here, I'm not just going to quit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a fun thing, and it's neat to go back when you're sitting around in the winter. You can go back and look at these photographs, and then look in the diaries, and you kind of remember a little better, exactly what you were doing. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's perfect. Anything else you can think of, Dan?
Nope, that's excellent.
Awesome. You're done.
I'm
it's
done.
like the dentist. It's just quick and easy.
But get out of that chair.